Yeah, I was going to comment on that. You think about it, like, logically, people, when the cars were first becoming popular, who owned cars were, like, really rich people. And those are people also had, like, political power, so that they're advocating, like, on behalf of themselves, and it wasn't, like, on behalf of the popular opinion. I don't think so.
Again, like, tying this back to our discussions about environmental justice and inequality and access, right? Anything else on the street? Or can we move on? So I want to move on to the rest of the stuff. Okay, so the final article, the Gilroy, driving while black. What was sort of the someone from this half of the room? What was the basic argument from that piece? You can explain it even if you presented it last week. Yeah.
The automobile really was a quintessential symbol of independence and freedom. So a lot of African Americans saw that as an opportunity to just really, if you will, liberate themselves. And well, that's not what everyone felt. That once they were in the neighborhood, they were pretty much free to do whatever, go wherever they wanted to. And it was very revolutionary technology. So that's kind of the psychological effect of the car.
Anyone want to add to that? Yeah.
I thought it was interesting how they just had the car to like a means of freedom for people with black consumers, but also as a means of like farming or capitalist consumerism, but described as like freedom. So it's kind of like using cars as a form of resistance, but instead of kind of being oppressed. So.
Good. Yeah. So it's we're complicating that a bit. No one's touching on why is this article about African Americans and like that particular social group and their consumption of automobiles? Like what's the point he's trying to make? Or is it a sheep? Paul Gilroy. I mean, he's drawing a distinction, right, between sort of dominant white consumption of the automobile and African American consumption of the automobile. How long was that? Yeah.
I think it had to do with like their how their percentage in the United States and how many cars they had or how much they spent on cars. I don't remember the details, but it was disproportionate.
Okay. So there's maybe a numbers question we want to explore.
I mean, their history of oppression in the United States is definitely something. And then not only the idea of independence, but also status relationships within their own community and also relationships to white communities. It's an important symbol of status that could like lift them up.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of similar to that, African American consumerism now could be launched as opposed to in the past where maybe they couldn't enter the market easily, but now that they had a vessel to do so.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So part of it is really about the racial history of African Americans, right? The history of slavery, the history of both being property and being denied property as a possibility, right? Also, it has to do with this sort of history of spatial confinement, both under slavery of not actually having sort of sovereignty over your own body, being able to move where you want, but also later, right, of Jim Crow, of segregation, of ghettoization, right? So the automobile, which I think you're right, has sort of a general understanding within society as a symbol of, or a means of sort of liberation, of movement, of freedom, is particularly attractive, given someone who has that history, right, of saying, like, this is an opportunity to sort of physically move in space, which does give economic opportunities, absolutely, but it also has a very sort of symbolic role and attractiveness in that. Yeah.
Also, the tied two articles together, with their own cars, they didn't need to rely on public transportation, so they wouldn't get like stopped from going under 9-foot bridges that they didn't.
Right. It opens up access. Going back to what we were talking about with Moses, absolutely. Good. Okay, that's half of the class. We can move on. So we've had a bit of confusion about groups. So today it's just me. We're going to talk about the global warming and the science and doubt question. So in groups of, say, 4, more or less where you're sitting. I'd like you to spend a few minutes discussing the answers you came up with for the B-Space homework assignment, right? How can Hurricane Sandy be understood as indicative of global warming? How can it might not be understood as indicative of global warming? Okay? Let's take a few minutes to do that. So,
That's four.
more or less 4 or 5.
I just said that.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear.
So we can probably stop now. I think
That could be us detecting hurricanes better, it could be a lot more as well. But basically I think it's just you have to see it. Since we all kind of agree that like Hurricane Sandy is indicative of global warming.
You can tell me to watch my radio.
Hurricane Sandy is not. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that we have hurricanes.
Like the numbers, the pure numbers, but like the numbers, like when Kansas top storms running past, I don't know. Ours is not increasing, so it's not like when answering why is it not, like you can't say there isn't a correlation because it's just not, it's not directly correlated.